Okay, so looking at 4 and 6, we're going to still have to state if it's linear, exponential, or quadratic. And this time we're given a table. So I would recommend first starting by inputting your table into Desmos. Okay, so looking at my graph, it's like kind of curving a little bit. So I'm going to see, is this exponential? So I'm going to write that down. Now, for exponential, I know that in order to move through my table, I have to be multiplying by the same number, okay? So let's just check to see if we're multiplying by the same number. Well, 1 times what gives me 3? Well, 3 divided by 1 is 3, so that means I'd multiply by 3. Well, is 3 times 3 9? Yes, it is. Is 9 times 3 27? Yes, it is. And 27 times 3 is 81. So since I'm multiplying by 3, that tells me that this is exponential. So sometimes these aren't as easy to figure out, but you always do the second number divided by the first number, so the number in front of it or above it. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and then look at number 6. So I have a new table. I'm going to go ahead and put it into Desmos. When I put it into Desmos, it looks like this. So I can see that this graph is kind of curving down, but then it comes back up. So this one looks like the shape of a U, which we know quadratics look like a U, but we have to make sure that it's actually quadratic. So let's go ahead and figure out if we are adding by the same number the second time around. So how do I get from 8 to 3? Well, to figure this out, I'm going to do 3 minus 8 because it's the second number minus the first number. Well, the second number minus the first number here is a negative 5. So I am subtracting 5. Well, to get from 3 to 0, so I'll do 0 minus 3, and that means negative 3. Okay? Well, how do I get from 0 to negative 1? Well, negative 1 minus 0 is just negative 1. Well, to get from negative 1 to 0, I'm going to do 0 minus negative 1, which gives me a positive 1. So now I'm adding 1. And then to get from 0 to 3, I'm going to do 3 minus 0, and that gives me 3. So I am adding 3. Well, these all numbers are different, so it can't be linear, which we know. So let's see what the second difference is. Well, from negative 5 to negative 3, so that's going to be plus 2. Same thing. Negative 3 to negative 1 is a plus 2. From negative 1 to positive 1 is a plus 2. And from 1 to 3 is plus 2. So because this second difference is all the same, meaning the second time I added, it was all the same number, that tells me it's quadratic. Okay, so let's go ahead and try some on our own. So we are going to go ahead and first start with doing this first table on the left side here. Okay, so go ahead and tell me if this table here on number 1 is linear, exponential, or quadratic. And then now let's look at number 2. Number 2 is the second table. Is this table linear, quadratic, or exponential? Okay, let's look at table number 3. Is this table linear, exponential, or quadratic? And now let's look at table number 4. Is this table linear, quadratic, or exponential?